So it is the end of yet another year, and that means many of great things, such as the holidays, breaks from school, getting able to spend time with family. But for many people, it also brings a lot of regret, because they look at the past year and think about all the things they have failed to do, that they did not do as well as they could have, that they just simply didn't have enough time for. I have been guilty of this many times myself. I think every one of the last few years, I've just felt like I completely wasted the entire year after it was over. Which wasn't completely true, obviously. I never waste a full year. But it is true that sometimes I'm not as productive. I don't get as much done as I would have liked to. Which is always just a horrible feeling to know that you spent an entire year of your life not as productive as you could have been. So, to help remedy this, I decided I'm going to set some tasks for this Christmas break. I have 4 weeks off from school over Christmas, and I want to find some ways to both make progress over Christmas break and also prepare myself for the next year to be even better than I was this year. The first thing I'm doing is setting a bunch of short-term goals. So this may sound pretty simple, but most people don't even do this step, which is the biggest thing that leads to wasted years, not setting good, high-quality goals. I've thought many different things about goal setting. Sometimes I've wanted to just set long-term goals. Sometimes I've wanted to just focus on systems rather than goals, as James Clear in Atomic Habits says. But I think really the best idea is to set at least a few short-term goals to give yourself some kind of reference point to work towards. For example, I have a few goals for the end of December, which is to reach 100 subscribers on this YouTube channel, to finish 3 more books, and to prepare myself well for the next season of debate at my college, which will start in January. These are pretty simple goals overall, but they give me something to work towards. They give me some feeling of accomplishment and progress as I work every single day of this Christmas break. I'm also definitely going to set some pretty good goals for 2024 as well. I feel like I've reached the point where I can set a goal and actually have a very good chance of reaching it, if not surpassing it. So setting goals for the year is always a good idea as well. The next thing I'm going to do is to basically make an assessment of how this year has gone. So I've been reading this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and he provides actually this great 28 question questionnaire that you can use. He even says it's for measuring how good your year was and how productive it was. It asks questions like, how much did you allow yourself to procrastinate this year? How much high-quality work did you get done this year? Did you accomplish the main goals you set out for in this year? It's honestly a very good survey, basically, for determining where you're at and how good this year was. I feel like doing something like that will both teach me so much about what went wrong this past year and also prepare me so much for the new year ahead, help it make it the best it can possibly be. As I've said in previous videos, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to even make terrible mistakes, as long as you learn from them and try to do everything you can to not make that same mistake again. Sure, I may have not been as productive as I'd like to have been these past few years, but I've been improving every single year. I was more productive in 2022 than I was in 2021. And finally, the final thing I'll set for myself is to work hard over the Christmas break. So obviously you need time for your family, you need time to celebrate the holidays, but you still can prioritize work and you still can prioritize getting stuff done over the Christmas break. And I think you'll find oftentimes actually making progress towards your goals and actually doing stuff can be more satisfying and more rewarding than if you just spent the whole time sleeping or spent the whole time resting and not really doing anything. It can be more fun to actually make progress towards something rather than just to waste the whole day. And I know this is more for people who are in school who have Christmas breaks and winter breaks, rather than people who are working a full-time job that still requires them to work over Christmas. So yeah, I understand this may not be possible for everyone, but at least for the students watching this video. Another very valuable thing is to think about the past year while you're heading into the new year. So one thing I tried to do this year, which I didn't really do every day, unfortunately, but I did a fair bit, especially at the beginning of the year, was every single day think about how the end of this year is going to look, and think about what I want to have accomplished by the end of this year, and think about how I don't want to waste another year. So every single day, think about that and and think about how you don't want to be sitting here in December regretting the time you spent. That'll help you a lot on the day-to-day basis when you're struggling to have time to do stuff, when you feel burnt out, thinking about the long-term goal of this year as a whole, and thinking, how is my actions on today going to affect what I'm going to be thinking in December? So, another important thing to keep in mind. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to make sure to be following this path myself over this Christmas break and into the new year. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. This has been Jimmy, signing off.